Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. And welcome inside the Optimal You right here on Higher Ground Gospel Radio. And thank you so much for joining me. I'm your life coach and host, Minister Renae, and this is the YouTube segment. And you know how we roll in the YouTube segment, right? We get things, you know what I mean, sorted. We have the relevant conversations and such delights. So this morning, we have some guests, right? I don't see one of them, you know what happened. He logged off. And I'm going to invite each guest up, right? And I hope, Lord, let there be no technicalities today. I'm not into it, okay? So I'm going to invite them up. No, this is the one I'm inviting up first. Is a special one, you know, and I'm going to tell you why when we start. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. You stick and stay right there. Good morning, ma'am.
Okay.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Oh, she's okay.
Whoa. Oh, we sound clear, so I give God thanks. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Woo! Praise God. No problems today. And the lone gentleman, you know, he's working, he's on the road. So let me give him a few minutes to sort. So what I want you to do for me, let me bring him up. He's here. Good morning, boss.
Good morning, one and all.
Good morning. So, guys, so this morning, you know what we're here to unpack. You know what we're here to talk about. But before we jump into what we want to unpack, I want you to tell me your name, the church you attend, and how many children you're attending to. Okay? Go ahead.
You're starting with me?
Anybody want to go first? They can go.
Okay, so my name is Deborah Williams. I am a member of the Antioch Assemblies of God and the Faith Assemblies of God in Portmore. I attend to a total of 6 children, 5 girls, and 1 boy.
My name is Simone Williams.
Simon, the earpiece. The
You're hearing me?
yes, we're
We're
hearing you
hearing you
better now.
now.
All right,
The
good.
earpiece
All
can
right,
give
my
a
name
feedback.
is. Oh, all right. So I'm going to take it out shortly. So my name is Simone Williams. I attend Faith Assembly of God and
Are
I have
listening. All right.
3
So go
children.
again. Go again, my darling, because the internet put you on pause. So go again for me, please.
My name is Simone Williams. I attend Faith Assembly of God and I attend to 3 children.
Hello, my name is Debbie Lewis Brown. My membership is at Faith Cathedral Deliverance Center, but I haven't been there in a while. But I do visit Gospel Assembly up the road. Yeah, and I attend to 3 children.
Okay, morning everyone. My name is Rolando Bennett, Senior. I am a member of the Faith Assembly of God in Portmore, and I attend to 3 children.
So everybody number enough. Everybody attend to many children. All right. So we want to have this conversation. Now, we know that back to school, some children are already everything covered already, while some persons are still in process. Right? So they get part because sometimes as parents we don't buy all the books the same time because you know
What?
sometimes all the books are not needed immediately pronto ahora. You got what I'm saying? So you buy them in parts. But what I want to talk to you about as Christian people, I want to know how do you typically prepare financially for back to school season? Do you start preparing from the end of the last season or do you say by month? How do you prepare? What do you do? How do you prepare?
So I'll go again. So 9 out of 10 times I would do a savings account with the credit union. So each month, which will start when the end of September, I will try to put $10,000 into that. It's like a partner
Okay.
for the school year. It's not only for the school year, I do it also for my insurance of my cars and my fitness and my licensing, because especially for the insurance, it's a yearly thing. And funnily, my car, one of my car must be insured the same time I am back to school. So I have to save for both the insurance of one of my car and the back to school. So I normally put my savings into my partner at the credit union, and basically that secures a portion of my back to school costs. Also, along with my friends, because they chip in a lot to help with my back to school. As I said, I am responsible for 6. So I have a lot to be accounted for.
Let's give some clarity here because the people might think you have 6 children, Deborah, which is nothing is wrong to have 6 children, but you need to state what is your
I
relation to
have
them.
no children. I have no children at all.
Oh,
But my sister
okay.
has 6 girls, and one of her daughter also has a son. So from the past 20 years, from when my first niece was born, I have been responsible for those girls. And then when my older niece, which is now 20 years old, got a son, it also fell into my lap. It has been a journey. Only persons like the host could tell you about my journey, and the persons who know me personally. But I have no children at all.
Oh.
Oh Lord. So let the
Mhm.
others. Why Mrs. Williams' eyes look like that? So let me hear from the others. How do you plan? So Deborah says she does her savings every month as the end of September come. As the end of that term, then she starts. Right? My other guest is here. Let me give her a few minutes while she prepares to come on. Talk to me, the others.
Okay, so
I
for me,
started.
oh,
Oh, go
all right,
ahead. Go
go
ahead,
Simon.
bro. Go ahead, bro, man. It started.
Okay, so for me, um, what I normally do is like at the end of the school term, I know I'm a teacher by profession and I do other stuff as well. I'm a football referee and I do a little bit here and there. So like for my teaching profession, I know that for 2 months I would have gotten, some money in without having to spend in going to school or be, on the road. So what I do, I put that aside towards the back to school in terms of school fee and books and so forth. Also, normally during the summer it's a little busy period for my refereeing. So I if I don't travel overseas for a few weeks or so, normally I would be responsible for my community in terms of organizing a football competition and being there as a part of the refereeing group and so forth. And also I receive a few gigs now and then from different schools like Kingston College, one of the few, and also other businesses who wants me to come and be a part of their summer interdepartment stuff. So those stuff is what I use to put towards back to school and also towards the saving because one of my kids, well, both of them usually be per term. So by September come you reach December and then you have the Christmas we deal with January back to school. No, thank God one
Right.
is in high school, so it's a year thing. So it's not that much again in terms of per term. But for what my wife and I does is that we share responsibility in terms of one person take one student in terms of school fee and the other person take the other in terms of school fee and then we pull together for the back to school shopping and all of that. This year it was a little bit tricky seeing that we had to transition to high school and we still have a daughter in prep school. So the back to school shopping was a little bit tricky. Still have some more to do, but it was just a little bit tricky. And then the third child was added to it. So pretty much mommy can't move. So I may have up and down, I buy back to school shoes and so forth. It's a little bit tricky, but that's how we typically do it.
All right, so let me hear from okay, Sadia, please introduce yourself, your name, your church. Well, your name is there, but say your name, your church, and how many children are you responsible for?
Good morning. I am Sadia Wind. I am from Calvary Assembly of God in Spanish Town, and I have one child.
So we're talking about how we prepare for back to school. So Debbie spoke, then Rolanda spoke. So I'm listening now for you other three ladies to tell us how do you prepare. But while you think about how you prepare, let me jump on here. Sister Alvira in the chat says, let me read everything. Sister Alvira said a lot. Sister Alvira said, grace and peace, illustrious panel. Great discussion. Watching from Queens, New York. Congratulations, a heart of gold, my sister. No children, but you accept responsibility for six. All right, let's keep going.
All right, I'll go next. I hope you're hearing me clearly now. So I don't do the credit union like Deborah, but I actually have another account that a few years back I used to drop in, and I have that budget that I work with to ensure that I have what I need for back to school. It's usually an estimate, but where I fall short, my salary would help me. But when inflation, COVID, a whole heap of things hit, salary stagnant, everything just went over the hill. What I eventually had to do was to pick up a few other activities outside of work to help with bringing in enough for back to school. So where that is concerned, whenever I get paid for those additional sessions that I would take on for teaching, because I'm a teacher by profession, I would just use that lump sum to help with back to school. So it has been difficult to stick to the budget with regards to, putting away those small tokens, those small bits to sum up. But what I would have done on the outside would have yielded great, great results. And so I have that and I just take care of back to school. Mhm.
Debs,
Yes, ma'am.
the other Debbie. It's two of you have
Okay,
Deborah and
okay.
have Debbie. Debbie,
Oh,
I'm
I'm
hearing
sorry.
you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hi.
Debbie.
Yes. All right. For me, most of the weight really falls on my husband. He's the one that pays the school fee. I've termed his school fees. But I do contribute for in terms of the books. Like Debbie, I do the credit union. Actually, I open a partner plan each year, and I send money there. And at maturity, I will take that money to purchase the books. Started off with one, and then it multiplied. And now I have three sets of books purchasing, and it has gotten a lot more. But where I fall short, my husband will pick up, but I try not to do that still. So when my salary kick in for the July and August, being that I'm not working, really traveling, I save that money and then use it to buy the books and the uniforms also. So that's how I go about it.
I know some of you are wondering why Debbie keep reaching out. It's the little one causing it. The little peoples. You know how they get. Yes? Sadia, your time.
Right, for me, I start preparing from the school term. The school year begins by putting aside a little each month. Sometimes I'm not able to meet that target, but I do that as often as I can to make it easier when the back to school time comes around to get the stuff. So I save a little.
So bottom line is that everybody saves. So that is the advice going out already to the other parents, that they don't wait until the appointed time. No, your back is breaking. Start the saving from beforehand so you are able to manage it. Now, let me ask, which aspect of school preparation, such as the tuition fee, uniform, textbooks, which of these places a strain on your household budget? Well, you say you save, but for those times when, things that, what is the most expensive of them all?
Books.
Textbooks.
All right, Mr. Rolando said books.
Books. The books.
The books, yeah, they're expensive, and they keep
Very
revising
expensive.
them.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no hand me down. It's not really possible again. And
And
they're
there are
using a
lots
lot
of
of workbooks,
workbooks. A
right?
lot of workbooks.
Yes, a lot
Workbooks.
of
So
workbooks.
while
That's true.
so we can get help with the literature textbooks, like World of
And the
Crows and all of
maths.
those,
Yes.
and maybe
Yeah.
the math books, but a lot of workbooks, so you can't just hand down. You have to be
Especially if you have
purchasing.
smaller children. So
Yes.
like the ones that for grade 1 and grade 2, which I have two of those. One grade 1, one grade 2. There is no help from their sisters who have just entered. For those that are, so I have a twin in the middle, right? And they can't pass their book down to their sister who is in 2 grade because most of their books would have been workbooks. So I have to just, even though they're looking brand new on the outside, they're all workbooks. So I have to just go ahead and buy new books for them, basically. So you can share the reading books, like the Rainbow Readers, which also do an upgrade of 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but it is a struggle with the textbook because I know back in the days, you get one student companion and that student companion went through your entire siblings, right? Because it wasn't a workbook. You would have to write until Die Kingdom come out that book. But now the children are having it so easy, all workbooks, and so expensive on our
The
pockets.
children have it easy, but the
Yeah.
parents have it hard.
Yes, that's what
Yep.
I'm saying. Expensive on our pocket
No.
as parents. Because we have to be buying those books over and over. When right now, I have a pile up of books that I can't give to anybody and the children below can't use because they're workbooks.
Well, for me this year, I found a book that wasn't used much, about 7 pages. And this is a Spanish book. And I said, you know
Wow.
what? I'm not buying this book. So I
You rub it
decided
out.
that I'm gonna get a whiteout and I'm gonna
Yeah, man.
photocopy. I'm
I
gonna
tried that
photocopy. I
once
got
one
the
year.
brand new book from a friend of mine, right? And I photocopied those 7 pages and I did paste them on. I said, that's a new book right there. Because I just decided that I'm gonna try and save
Amen.
because I really cannot save. Because when I
Oh,
look in the other books,
let me
too
quickly
much.
say,
Yes.
when you're not speaking, can you turn on, because YouTube is gonna take my video down because there's a music in the background. YouTube go and take down my video and say my copyright. So they might
Oh,
strike me. Lord Jesus, I pray Lord they don't strike me because there was a music in the background. Oh,
uh-oh.
help Jesus. But let's go. If the conversation will go up before they take it down. So let's go.
Yes. So as you know, the workbooks we can really reuse them. But I made an effort this year to look through them and just see if they were hardly used. And I found one, and that's a savings there, and I'm proud.
This sounds serious, man. You see how this sounds serious? The lady had to go through some books to find if there's any by chance that is not yet used to save her a few. No, this is critical.
No, because I know that the trend that's going on, and parents have been complaining, right, that the books aren't being used up for some schools, and that's not a nice thing. But because I know the possibility, especially for a subject like Spanish, that it's not really one of the core subjects, it may just be that book is not fully used. So I really made that effort this time around.
Hmm. I'm asking for your undivided attention here a minute, because I notice that some people is not very divided on this side, and yes, they know themselves. Please pay attention to the class. So, having said that, if there was something that you could change, I want you to think through it now. Don't get passionate now and tell me books. I want if there's something that you could change, anything you could adjust to the whole school prep, what would that thing be? Anything you could change, what would that thing be?
For
For
me, the
me,
tuition.
All right, so Deborah says
If I could,
tuition.
if I could get, well, I have to speak from my side. I have six, and from my side, so I have from high school right down to basic school. So from my side, if I could petition the government to give a little more towards the tuition of each child, because sitting in a orientation yesterday, and they were beseeching us to pay the parenting side of the tuition. And they went on to say the government only give the school $2,000 per child towards tuition, right? So if I could petition the government to give a little bit more, at least half. For my twins, I got a $20,000 parents contribution. So
Each?
if I, huh?
Each?
No, per child,
Okay.
right? So if the government could, and each year it goes up, because last year it was, I think it was $8,000. This year it's $10,000. So each year it goes up. So if we
Mercy.
could get the government to pay at least 60% of the new tuition, whatever it is, and then we could facilitate the other 40%, that I would change. Another thing, the books. If we could go back to the days when the kids write more, because believe it or not, the writing books are cheaper than the textbook. So if they could use the textbook and write into the writing book so we could pass on those books, I would appreciate that as well.
So you would want them to look at the school fees and the kind of books, how they treat with the books.
Yes.
All right, all right. Another parent, tell me, what would be your thing? What would be your thing? Talk to me now. You know, my children them talk to me better yesterday. Eh? Talk to me, man, and
All
let me
right.
all right.
know.
For me,
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Sadia.
for me it would be reuse book lists and to reduce the unnecessary cost of parents for back to school with textbooks. So if for first form the students use a specific book, other parents coming to first form allow for the same books to be used, because they tend to change the books each year, because it would be easier for you to transfer books to parents for parents to use, to just lessen the unnecessary costs and all of that, and take off the strain and the burden where textbooks are concerned, because textbooks are
Yeah.
very expensive. And then again, sometimes they put them on the list and you purchase them and the students are not using them. So that is the next issue there. So I want the government to look into that, to find some way for it to be easier on parents when
Yeah.
it comes on to textbooks.
So textbooks and tuition, those two already. Is it that everybody agrees with that, or somebody else has something that they'd like to drop in?
Well, it's just the same thing for me to minister. Um, the what I similar to what Madam Deborah said earlier. I had the same challenge yesterday or Sunday, I think. I had to take out one of those, those plastic cartons that we normally give them to take to school during COVID. I had a big one. And when I went through it, my daughter going in grade 4 and I had books for my son from grade 4, 5 and 6, which are textbooks. When you go through the workbooks, sometimes it's not even half and she can't use it. And now I have to buy back those books for her to use. And separately and apart from that, when you're going even the writing books, I have some Chris writing books, which is like 6 and 7 pages. I just have to tear them out and say, all right, this is a writing book for this year, because they don't go more than half the book in writing also. So I have probably 20 writing books, and if you go through the 20 writing books, none of them reach half. Probably only the math, but none of them don't reach half.
Wow,
So I have, when I look at it, I have 20 books, which just probably the most I think was using is 20 pages in one, apart from the math. Nothing else past 15 or 10 pages.
But I have
And
a
these are
question.
writing books.
I have a question. I noticed that you parents and guardians, you talk about the textbooks. You talk about somebody mentioned uniform, and you spoke about the school fees. But I noticed that nobody say anything about lunch money. Lunch money not really part of the back to school planning. You don't really plan the lunch money part.
We can't plan lunch money. We just work with the program.
Simple.
Lunch money.
For me and lunch money, it is a set. It's a set money. So you already know what the lunch is like at school, the cost of lunch, the patties or the cooked lunch or the bun and cheese or the hot dog. So you already can condition your mind. It's okay. For this year, hot dog gone to $300 a one, for example, and patties at $360. Cooked lunch is at $600. So you condition your mind, or you can do some lunches and send out. So you can prepare. So that gives you a variety of things to do. You can prepare the lunch and send with them. You can buy in between, or you can drop in and drop off lunch. So that already has a variety for my side.
Hello.
I don't have the variety though. It is lunch money because I don't have the time. But what I appreciate for the schools is that they would have given me the heads up that lunch money going up. So already I know that I will be doing with less for my lunch money. So
I
that my
want to talk
children
about
are
that a little
okay.
bit. You will stick up in on the sacrifice, because obviously there has to be. Listen, let me catch my head together, because oh Jesus, listen. So you're saying to me that when it comes to even the lunch, because the lunch money, so it's not just the school books, textbooks going up, not just the fees going up, the lunch money going up. So what you
Yes.
handled last year, you're not handling that this year. A different cup of tea.
Yes.
Right.
Mine has increased by
Totally
40%
different.
on the boy side.
Your one increased by
Totally different.
40% by what?
40% on the boy side.
So here's
Usually
one of the
it would be 700. Now we have to look at 1,200 or so. So it gone up.
Somebody in the
transition from
chat.
primary to high school is a big jump. So that
Yes,
is
it's a
the
big
biggest
jump.
part.
That's true.
Yeah.
But somebody in the chat
That's a big
says,
jump.
Audrey Fraser says, remember extra lessons.
Oh, let's not talk about extra
No,
lesson.
don't reach there to your sister bracket.
We're
No
not
matter,
going
do.
there. We're not going there, Minister. We are not
Oh,
going
don't
there.
do
We're not going there,
extra
minister.
lesson.
Especially
What
for
is
the
there?
people who are preparing for CXC and the PEP exam.
And
No, I
Sister
had
Cynthia,
last year I had 2 CXC preparation. This year I have 2 PEP preparation. So it's class behind class behind class behind class. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, they get Friday off.
yeah, they get Friday off.
So yeah,
Yes.
we won't talk.
You
Me feel
just
like my head
do.
go up and come down, and like it like me feel something just go up in my head and just go. Are you people for so hold on. Let me ask a question. When you talk about the level of sacrifice, because as Mrs. Williams was about to say, her lunch money cut down. What sacrifices does the family have to do? And before I get to the sacrifice, do you include the children in some of these decision making and some of these planning? Do you include the children in it?
Yes, they have to learn. They
Well,
have to
for
How?
learn
me,
and they have to understand. And they have to know where you're coming from and what you have to do.
So when you give
So
well,
them $1,000 and them say $1,000, this can't buy nothing. Huh? What?
Yeah,
How
man,
does
we
No
that
have
man,
the
you give them the
discussion.
story.
This-
When I got $100 from my father, me have to shut my mouth. And they have to
sir,
and
sir,
you have to
sir, sir, I don't want to hear when you get $100 from your father because it's a different time and different
no man,
operation. You
honestly,
even if,
you
no,
let
but
them
that's
know
one of the
that
problems, that my children expressed to me yesterday. Their
uh-huh.
parents, one or two, they're either not listening or they keep telling them about when they were younger. When they were younger, it's a different time from now.
No,
And
but
one
they
of the
still have
problems that we had back then is that weren't allowed to express ourselves, and it affects us in later life.
mm-hmm.
So
But
let them speak. I would say let the children speak, but then talk about how them feel. Discuss it with them. Hear their point of view. Hear their take on the whole lunch money situation. Right, Mrs.
Here's
Williams, you were
what I
saying
did.
something. Go ahead.
Here's what I did. Especially for the older ones, we had a discussion about budgeting. I didn't talk to them about family budget because I would take care of that. But the eldest wanted to get a few things for himself, and he kept coming to me asking me for these things. And I said, I don't have it. I really don't. I have a budget that I have to stick to, and he wouldn't understand. So I sat him down and we had a discussion about budgeting from his
Mhm.
perspective. If he was to buy patty versus bun and cheese versus cook lunch and all of these
Mhm.
different things and what will come from it. And
Mhm.
from there, and the middle child, she had a session at school, which I was very grateful for. We spoke about it, but it never hit her
Connect.
until she had a
Yeah.
session at school, and she started budgeting. So they both deal with it in different ways. My eldest, he will just eat, save, and stuff. The middle child, she would take out her portion first, like the tithe, but she take it out and
Mhm.
she put on her savings aside, and then what she has left, that's what she use at school. And she had to juggle that so that she would be able to do things for herself. Now, the youngest, what I did was I just created a flat figure, but I gave him more than what lunch money would be at school. He's at primary school. So if lunch should be $500, I would give him 700 or 750. A lot of people would say, "Well, I want money that for primary school." But here's what I do. I have a discussion with him about it, and whatever change he comes back with, I take it from him, and he knows that this is a savings. And so I
Mhm.
take it, I put it aside, and I can tell you sometimes it saved my life. But I will make sure that I put it back.
Oh, oh.
Right. Put it back. I put it back, man. So that is how we have the discussion where that part is concerned. So they do it in different ways, but they
Mhm.
appreciate the money aspect of it because we would have had the discussion about it. So I know that it helps a lot, and I encourage persons to actually do that.
I want to pinch you and tell you something on my student's business. So on Sunday, I said to your son, the eldest one, I said to him, he said that was his offering, was one little troops of offering. So I said, what kind of offering that? We don't collect that in this class. So he says to me, I don't have any more. I said, what do you mean you don't have any more? You're a working class. You tell me, say you're working in summer, so your money's supposed to tall up. I don't want this offering. And he says to me, no, you see, I owe mommy, because I had to do this and that, and I have to pay my bills, and my bills are a lot. So I said to him, I will beg your tithes, and you get tithes. You know, oh, my tithes. I say, you make sure you give your tithes. Okay, when you come on the screen, I will pay my tithes. I say, make sure you pay your tithes. When I say you give to God, you give to say thank you. Some don't want a little trumps here. Try sort it out and sort it out. When your mother come church, go to her and tell her, say, you need more money. I mean, business or your bill go. And he was cracking up.
We
Mr. B,
and he
Mr.
came to me.
B. He can
Yes, he came to
Mr.
me and we
B.
had that discussion. So I'm trying to get him to understand. And the youngest does it too. So out
Yeah.
of his money that we put down, he takes out his money to come to church to throw his offering.
You
He
have to
is
teach them.
diligent on it.
You
So
have to
we have
teach
to have
them,
the
man. That
conversation
was
with
so
them so that
funny,
they
I
can
tell
get
you.
it done.
His eyes
Yeah.
went wide. He said, I had so much bills. I said, wow. But Sarah Panton in the chat says that you have to teach them. They have to understand and learn to satisfy. So, but when you let them budget and the money finish, they don't come back to you because remember you didn't budget wisely. That's why I know you're broke. So if you budget wisely, then it is important to teach the children these things because later on. So the question I'm asking now, the pressure. So Mrs. Williams had said earlier that it adds pressure to her because now her lunch money is going to be shortened to facilitate their lunch money. What other sacrifices do you have to make within the family to ensure that back to school and the endure and the rest of the year is carried out as smooth as
Well,
possible?
well, for me, this year I've decided to pack lunches. Um, as I said, I have three now. One is just starting. So they're picky eaters. So I know if I pay that lunch money, it's gonna waste
Mm-mm.
because they don't eat off the food. So I decided that I'm gonna make the effort to pack the lunches and do the overnight thing where I can, right? It's not easy because I'm tired. I'm always tired, right? But because I know that my money will be wasted, I've decided to go to the supermarket. The eldest like bun and cheese. And bun and cheese is going to be more expensive at the school. So if I buy the bun and cheese in the supermarket, I may save at $20, $30 there. So I've decided to find creative ways to make nice lunches that they'll appreciate, right? And
Yeah.
save during that time. All right.
Wow. Anybody else? Anybody else? What sacrifices?
I pack my lunch.
Mm,
That is where I go because I will bear through with the
whatever you
Sunday,
got.
Monday, Tuesday,
Mm,
Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. But
yeah.
they may not. So I pack my lunch and I try to minimize how I spend in order to ensure that they have. One of the things I was most grateful for this year, though, I was having a conversation. The children were just a part of it, and we were talking about what we had left to do for back to school. And I said, "Oh, I have shoes to buy." And my middle child smiled and looked at me and said, "But mommy, you just bought our shoes at the end of last year. I still have it and it can still work." And I was like, hallelujah. Thank you, God.
Jesus.
One less pair to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, you smiled on me. And she wouldn't even understand what it did for me. It showed that she wouldn't even understand.
But she
And I told
understand.
her thank you.
She understand. I'm
But no,
sure
man,
she
she don't understand what
understand.
it do in my heart, man.
Oh.
In my
Mm,
heart. And oh God, it felt so good to hear my daughter say, Mommy, it's okay, I'll wear what I had before. So we,
because
we
some of them
went
will
through
complain.
a few things. Yeah, they would complain about it, but it told me a lot at that point. So that's why I will encourage, talk to them because they wear back bags. They're not in for the
Yeah.
style. They wear back bags. If the uniform in good condition, we wear it back. And now I'm hearing about the shoes even better. So I just wanted to drop
Wonderful.
that to you. But
Nice.
I'm the one who really sacrifices to ensure that they are okay.
Anybody
So like
else?
Simone, I do pack lunch myself. And I started doing lunch when I decide that I'm gonna take control of my health. And it has really paid off because I see where when I take my lunch, I am guaranteed what I'm eating is healthy compared to what I'm eating on the road because I don't know if they're using old oil or stuff like that.
They
And
use
I've
all
seen
this.
where these savings have contributed to betterment for my kids in the sense that I don't have control over what they eat at school because even though I am financially responsible for them, they don't physically live with me. They live with their mom. So all I can do from my side is send the lunch money to school. And God has been really good to me that for those who cannot carry the lunch money on their own, the Lord has been blessing me with wonderful teachers that would say, hey, you send $500 today for this one, all she eats is a patty, and the patty costs $300. So you'll have some leftovers from last week, and they will tell
Yeah.
me as I go along what is my budget. They will say, hey, you send $5,000 this week, I have $2,000 left. It is going to be a short week, so just send the $2,000 can cover it, or send an extra $1,000. So in that way, I've been able to save. So normally, as one of the parents says, the child is a picky eater. So you don't know what you're gonna eat when. So when I send money to school with the teachers, then the teacher will say, don't send the bun and cheese, or don't buy the bun and cheese. They're not eating it. All they do is pick
Mhm.
out the cheese and throw with the bun. Or they pick
Wow.
on the hot dog bread and just eat the sausage alone. So because they are with them on a daily basis, it really helped me
Mhm.
out to
Yeah.
tell me what not to spend on for lunch. For the older ones who left high school now, they will get their money, $1,000, and then they will save. So sometimes they will call and say, Auntie, I want this. I say, hold on. You never got school last week, you got full money last week. So, but the little money they have to save. But I say, Auntie, don't have any money this week, so you have to help me out. And God has been really good to me with that. I have my friends who chip in. If I am, sometimes my friends will call and say, hey, I'm doing lunch for the girls this week. Or hey, how you stay? I have friends overseas that will send me financial aid, or just out of the blue. God will just rest on their heart and they will just send me money. And that has been really an help to me to look after these children.
I have a big question for you. All of you. I have a big question because the conversation nice, my time run out. But I have a big question for you guys I need to ask. When your back is against the wall, if at any point your back is against the wall as it relates to back to school and the year with school, how do you manage? What do you do when you find yourself in a sticky spot as a Christian parent, guardian? What do you do?
Well,
Minister, the mere glance of things not going how I thought and planned it was supposed to be, me start say, Lord, me need help. God, me need help. Because you can plan all you want, but somewhere along the line, like 60% into the planning, I said, Jesus, the money when we did forget not come true. God, you have to come true for me. And a lot of times what I've proven, especially this school year, that you expect things to happen. God will do things the way you thought he would, but he doesn't. But it still gives you a peace that he will come through.
Yeah.
Because as for me, I have not completely purchased all the textbooks and the money finish. But I still believe that my God will come through.
Yeah.
And speaking to the teachers yesterday, they say, hey, you don't have to buy all the textbooks. We will send message. That is not what I expected to hear. But because God is in the mix, that
Yes.
is what I heard.
Thank you for sharing that. Somebody else? Quick.
well,
Everybody have a
for
minute.
me,
Everybody
for
get
me,
1 minute.
Minister, normally when I was younger, when we were younger,
For me,
we would we would
we need,
fret.
all right, for me,
Hold on, Sadia. Hold on, Sadia. Mr. Bennett is talking. So after Mr. Bennett, then you. You have 1 minute each. Quick. My time is so
All right.
gone.
So as I said earlier, we would fret and we would worry and we would frustrate ourselves in where it's going to come from and all of that. But today I can say I have a God who is faithful. I
Mm,
don't have to worry. Even when I $10 left, believe that by tomorrow morning, him going to provide 1,000. And
praise
I
God.
can say 99% or 100% of the time. Even if I not tomorrow morning, by the next day, something come true.
Thank you.
Something is there.
Thank you.
Something is there. And then since
You have 1 minute,
2025,
me,
Mr. Bennett. One
I
minute
really
you have. A minute done.
God.
done.
Done. Sadia. Go ahead, Sadia.
For me, just leaning on the promises of God that He's able to supply all my needs according to His riches in glory, and thus resting assuring that He's a God who is faithful, and no matter how the situation look, He always provides and He always comes through. So I just rest assured on His promises and having the support of my family and my church community, that speaks volume because I know that my God will provide all my needs.
Wonderful. Debbie, Mrs. Williams.
I'll just chip in here now. Me not worry about money. For the international persons, I do not worry about money. Um, And I've had a revelation. If I plan with God, I don't have nothing to worry about. So people will see me and think that all is well. There are many days that I don't have, but I don't worry about money. Money is not what makes me live. It is my Father in heaven that I live for, and He's going to take care of me. And I walk with that everywhere I'm going. So even when there is $0 and 0 cents, and I literally see it in the account, that's okay because He's going to provide for me. And I walk with that confidence every day that I serve an Almighty God and He takes care of His sheep. I don't have
Wonderful.
anything to
Amen.
worry about.
Amen.
Debbie.
I live in God's grace, and I thank Him for His provision. And I believe that He'll supply all my needs. So I continue to believe that He'll work things out for me. You know, when times get rough, I continue to say, You are my provider, Lord. My father always pray, Lord, slay one of those fatted calves on the hills, because a calf on 1,000 hills belongs to Him.
Yeah.
You know, and I've kept that. And I believe that He will definitely supply my needs because He's God and He owes
Yeah.
all things in His hands.
Thank you. Mrs. Johnson says, Georgia Johnson says, I can say God is truly a very present help. He's an on-time God. I know that none of you say you ball and wail and stretch out on the ground and all those drama. I know that all of you just really just lean on the Lord, like, oh my God, Lord, I lean on you. Like nobody don't really say, Jesus, me sit down with my hand on my head and I say, Jesus, you know what I mean? I said, dear God, me no know. I know that none of you say that. That's wonderful. You're a very good, solid Christian
Yeah.
people.
No. Notice I said, me start ball out. God, we need the help.
Because
You
based on the
understand?
things that you're all saying, based on the things that you're all saying, if I was at that stage still, me think me have to do some kind of balling or some kind of something. Kind of, you know what I mean?
No, man, I
Dramatic.
just turn it over to Him,
But
man.
during
Minister,
the
just
balling, you're balling to God.
Oh, right.
During the balling, you said, God, me need your help. God, your
Okay.
sister make money gonna me not buying a bouquet, I'm not buying a this. God, I want you there. Me need you to come through. You are crying, but you are crying to the one person who can provide.
Gotcha.
There's nobody else that can provide it. Because He
Gotcha.
sends help from the north, the south, the east, your friends, your enemy, and your foes. So you're calling
yeah,
to Him and Him alone. You
All
are
right.
balling, but it's only God you're ball to.
Hey, preacher.
me just, Lord, your turn.
Your
I
turn.
tried
They
my
say just
best.
hand over the
Your turn.
baton.
Yeah,
You just hand
man.
over the
I
baton.
don't walk with the case or the pillar, you know.
No, sir.
I only rest my head on it when He says, time to rest, my daughter.
Look here
I don't
now. You
walk
know
with
me
the
can't go
case or the
bother.
pillar.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, man. Thank you so much for taking time out of a busy schedule to talk with me. I pray that this will encourage a parent that is listening or that is viewing and think that, oh my God, what am I going to do? The money done. And I have umpteen children or I even have one. How will I do this? Right? I thank you so much for being honest and open and say how the things really are. Yeah? Guys, you've been listening to the Optimal You right here on Higher Ground Gospel Radio, and you've been talking to some parents. Thank you, parents. Just wave your hand to those who are viewing and just say blessings. Have an outstanding rest of day. I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All these people are busy people, are telling you, oh Lord of mercy. Listen, that was good conversation. Mrs. Johnson said, love this. Listen. Tomorrow we come back on the YouTube segment, God's willing and all things being equal, to talk to some college students. Because sometimes in college the mental faculties get impacted while you're studying. So don't believe that because they are Christians going to college, everything is peachy keen. Join me tomorrow on the YouTube segment of the Optimal You to talk about what? Mental health. Yeah? From the point of view of college student. Now let me run back over to studio to see if I can get Kingston. I almost said Kingston 5. I keep saying Kingston 5, Bust Up Crew to play. God bless you. Thank you so much. Have an outstanding rest of day. I am your life coach and host, Minister Renae. Checking out of the YouTube segment.
Everybody now, get ready to be inspired with HGG Radio, your 24/7 gospel music companion in Edmonton, reaching the world.
You speak to nations.
Owned and operated by Higher Ground Tabernacle Ministry, we feature a diverse range of styles from traditional hymns to contemporary hits and proudly showcase local Canadian talent. From Afro-Caribbean rhythms to inspiring programs, educational segments, and anointed and empowering announcers. Experience the full richness of gospel music, plus be nourished by the undiluted, rich word of God shared through powerful teachings and inspiring messages. Tune in for dynamic shows, life-changing truths, and uplifting music to boost your faith journey. Visit www.hggradio.ca, download our app, and partner with us to spread the joy. Call us at 825-343-4486. Let the power of gospel music and the word of God fill your heart and home. HGG Radio, reaching you at the highest mountain and the lowest valley.